Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to Friday night services. We're glad that you all join us. Miss you guys a whole lot, and hope we can get together as soon as possible. Everybody have a great new year if I don't see you.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner להדליק נר של שבת.
Amen.
Good Shabbos. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate David Smith's introducing Shabbat to all of us by lighting Shabbos candles in his home. And I'm requesting that members of the shul contact me. Please light Friday night candles in your own home. Take a short video. You know the blessing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. And just send it to me. We would love to incorporate your lighting of Friday night candles into our shul service, our shared experience. And in that way, your home and the light that you bring to your home will be shared with other homes across our community and beyond our shul community. And in case people are a little rusty at the saying of the blessing for Friday night candles, if you look on our YouTube page, our YouTube channel, you'll see video bencher, and the Friday night candle blessing is there for you to practice. And now we begin with the Shalom Aleichem on page number 5. Shalom Aleichem Malachei Hasharet Malachei Elyon Mi Melech Malachei Hamlochim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Boachem l'shalom malachei shalom malachei elyon mi melech malachei amlochim hakadosh baruch hu Baruch Hu Ni l'shalom malachei shalom malachei elyon mi melech malachei hamlochim hakadosh baruch hu Seidchem l'shalom malachei hashalom malachei elyon mi melech malachei amlochim hakadosh baruch hu. Speaking of light, there's a little meditation here in the upper left corner on the English side of page 5. The first two stanzas, the Torah teaches that God blessed the seventh day and made it holy. With what did God bless Shabbat? With an extra measure of light. What is this extra measure of light? Some say that God blesses a person's face on Shabbat, so that the light emanating from one's face on Shabbat is not the same as during the week. Each one of us has an internal glow. It's your soul. And on Shabbos, your soul rests just a bit more in a way that's different than all other experiences in physical and spiritual realms. And that glow comes forth on Shabbos. So when you and I are lighting Friday night candles, we are mirroring with our fingertips something of our own spiritual nature. And now we turn to L'chun Ranana on page number 11. L'chun Ranana, L'chun Ranana, L'chun Ranana, L'Adonai, L'chun Ranana, L'chun Ranana, L'chun Ranana, L'Adonai. Naria, Naria, Litzur Yishenu, Nikadma Fana Bitoda. Naria, Naria, Litzur Yishenu, Bizmira Naria Lo. L'chun Ranana, L'chun Ranana, L'chun Ranana, L'Adonai. L'chun Ranana, L'chun Ranana, L'chun Ranana, L'Adonai. Naria, Naria, Litzur Yishenu, Nikadma Fana Bitoda. Naria, Naria, Litzur Yishenu, Bizmera Naria Lo. This means, come on, let's go sing together. Looking at the English on page number 11, let us go and sing to Adonai. Let us trumpet praise to our protector. Filled with thanks, let us greet God, raising our voice in song. Come on, let's all sing together. And I thank you for joining in with us. Great is Adonai, a greater sovereign than all other deities. God's hands formed the earth's deep. Mountain crests, too, are God's work. The sea is God's, for God made it. Dry land was fashioned by God's hands. Come then, let us bow and kneel. Let us bend our knees in the presence of Adonai, who formed us. And we were formed by the same hands that fashioned the mountains and the Grand Canyon and the oceans and the clouds and all animal life. The touch of God is within each and every one of us. It's all about us. It's in our essence, not just the DNA, the physical, but of course, yes as well, but also of the spiritual nature. On page 12. For Adonai is our God, and we are God's flock, sheep in God's caring hands. If only you would listen today to God's voice and not become hard-hearted like the people at Meribah, like that time at Massah in the desert, when your ancestors tried me and tested me, though they had seen what I had wrought. For 40 years I was troubled by that generation, and I said, these are a people whose hearts have gone astray. They do not know my way. So in anger I swore they would not enter my rest, my land of Israel, my rest. The people of Israel in the ancient times were hard-hearted, and because they were not open in their hearts, they didn't merit the privilege of being free and walking into the land of Israel. They remained in the wilderness until they eventually died out, and a new generation arose. Every Friday night, I am challenged to be less hard-hearted than I was in the previous week. And perhaps one of the steps to opening the heart is hearing others, singing with others, which is why we sing the Friday night service. Turning now to page number 16. It's the last stanza on the English side, and then the Hebrew, a brief song. On page 16, the last English stanza. For Shabbat, light is sown for the righteous, and joy for the upright. Rejoice in Adonai, you righteous people, and thank God as you pronounce the divine holy name. Light is sown for the righteous, and joy for the honorable. Rejoice, we are all righteous, as we recognize that when we bring our light and our joy and our love and our caring from ourselves into the world, we are changing the fabric of the community itself. And that's the first step in becoming righteous, to change the world around us. The words are Or Zarua La Tzadik Ol Yisraelev Simcha. Or Zarua La Tzadik Uli Yisrael simcha, or zaru ala tzadik. Uli Yisrael simcha, yada da da yada da da da, yada da 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 da, yada da da yada da da da, yada da 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 da, or zaru ala tzadik. Oli Yisrael simcha, simchu tzadikim ba'adonai, v'hodu l'zecher kacho, yada da da yada da da da, yada da 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 da, yada da da yada da da da, yada da 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 da. And now, if you will join me on page 21, this is a song singing of God. God's name, Adonai, is mentioned 18 times in this psalm on page number 21. It's psalm number 29, Mizmor LeDavid. God's name is mentioned 18 times. And we're all familiar with the number 18 and its significance. It means life. God's name is synonymous with life in this psalm. Mizmor LeDavid, Havu l'Adonai b'nei Elim, Havu l'Adonai, Kavod v'oz, ay, 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 Havu l'Adonai, Kevod shemo ishtachavu l'Adonai, Barad Kodesh, Kol Adonai al hamayim, el hakavod hirim, Adonai, al maim rabim, Kol Adonai, Ba'koach, ay, 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 Kol Adonai be'adar, Kol Adonai shover arazim, V'shaber Adonai et arzei alvanon, V'yarkidem kemo egel, Levanon, V'siryon, Kemo then re'emim, ay, 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 Kol Adonai chotev lavotesh, Kol Adonai yachil mibar, Yachil Adonai midbar kadesh, Kol Adonai yachol alayalot. Vayechesov Ye'arot Uvechalo Kulo Omer Kavod Ay 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 Adonai Lama Buyashav Yeshev Adonai Melech Leolam Adonai Oz Le'amo Yiten Adonai Yavarech Et Amo V'Shalom Yai Dai 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 Yada Dai 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 Yai Dai 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 Yai die 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 yai die die ya da da die die yai da 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 die ya da 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 die ya da 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 die ya da 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 die yai da 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 die ya da 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 die ya da 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 die yai die 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 da die ya da 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 die da 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 die yai die 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 da die yai die die die. Thinking about light and dark, not only in terms of what you might call a visible perspective or an element, but from a mental and an interpersonal approach. There's a message that comes forth. It's a message from the Talmud, and it's been put forth to a song. The teaching is, Ezehu Chacham. Who is a wise person? A wise person is someone who learns from everyone. Everyone has something to teach each and everyone else. And so this piece comes to us tonight from the Josh Nelson Project. That's the name of the group. Eze Chacham, who is wise, somebody who learns from anyone and everyone. And there are a few phrases that I think you'll catch, if you don't mind my sharing. Speaking first and hearing last. Is that the way that we wish to be? Speaking first and hearing last? Is that how we learn from somebody else? There are truths in one another. Can you make your circle wider? It's easy to narrow our focus. A challenge might be to broaden and widen our focus. Eze Chacham, preparing us for Lechadodi.
Do you hear or do you listen? Do you look or do you see? Can you feel the separation because of you, because of me? There are truths in one another. There are troubles we have seen. There is hope in understanding. There is life in the space between. First and hearing last, with all the lessons we are learning, there's more to life than this broken past. Is there circle wider? Can you hear what's there inside her? Can you hear what's there beyond your door? Words that help you start to hear her. Words that make the message clearer. Words of blessing that we all are here for. Is it
Open air is something that someone else is saying. A Jewish value teaches the person who is wise is someone who is able and willing to learn from others. The more we expand our perspective, the more wise we become. That's something worth singing about, especially in these days. The Charudi on page 23 and page 25. 3 stanzas on page 23 and 3 stanzas on page 25. And remember, we rise for the last stanza on 25. Lecha dodi likrat kala, p'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, p'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, Hishmiyanu el hamyuchad, Adonai echad, Ushemo echad, L'shem ol tiferet v'litila. Lecha dodi likrat kala, P'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, P'nei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechuven elcha, ki mekor habracha מראש מקדם ניסוחה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. מקדש מלך עיר מלוכה, קומי צאי מתוך ההפכה, רב לך שבט בעמק הבכה, ויחמול עלייך חמלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. והיו למשיסה שוסייך, ורחקו כל מבלעייך, יסיס עלייך אלוהייך, כמשוש חתן על כלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. ימין ושמאל תפרוצי, ואת אדוני תעריצי. על יד איש בן פרצי, ונשמחה ונגילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. בואי ושלום התרץ בא לך, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. As we're seated, remind yourself that right now you're not alone, even if there is somebody else with you in your own home and so on. Shabbat is right next to you, and Shabbat is symbolically presented as a bride and a queen. You're next to a bride. Imagine what that means. When you and I have been to a wedding and a bride walks down the aisle, we get very excited. Well, now Shabbos is right next to you as a bride. And furthermore, look how important you are. That royalty is sitting right next to you. Shabbat is a queen. And we respond with a poem to Shabbat. It's the Psalm for Shabbat on page 27. It is good to thank you, Adonai, and to sing to your name most high, to proclaim your love at daybreak, your faithfulness each night. Finger the lute, pluck the harp, let the sound of the lyre rise up. You gladdened me with your deeds, Adonai, and I shall sing of your handiwork. How wonderful are your works, Adonai, how subtle your designs. The arrogant do not understand, the fool does not comprehend this. The wicked flourish like grass, and every evildoer blossoms, only to be destroyed forever. But you, Adonai, are exalted for all time. Surely your enemies, Adonai, surely your enemies will perish. All who commit evil will be scattered. As a wild bull raises up its horn, you raised my head high, anointed it with fresh oil. As my enemies gather against me, my gaze remains steady, for my ears listen and hear. The righteous flourish like the date palm, thrive like a cedar in Lebanon. Planted in the house of Adonai, they flourish in our God's courtyards. Righteous people are defined as being involved in this world. And it's this involvement in the care of this world, trees and fields and courtyards, that propels us into the status of being righteous and also being in God's own courtyard. In old age, the righteous remain fruitful, still fresh and bountiful, proclaiming Adonai is upright, my rock in whom there is no flaw. O Yunuvum Besebo, Dishenim, Vrananim Yu, Lagid, Kirsharnoi Trivalatabo. It's this thought that involvement in our world propels us into this stature of being righteous. That I've selected this next little piece from Craig Taubman. It's holy ground as we prepare for the Borchu.
Every second, every minute, every hour, every day, everything, everyone, every place, every way, where you walk, where you stand, where you love, where you praise, all of life is holy ground. Every he, every she, every what, every who, it's in her, it's in them, it's in me, it's in you. In the bitter, in the sweet, in the calm, in the storm, all of life is holy ground. So walk as if it's holy ground. Breathe as if it's all around. Talk and make a holy sound. Take your shoes off, you're on holy ground. When you hurt, when you heal, when you laugh, when you pray, when you hold, when you keep, when you give it away, every second, every minute, every hour, every day, all of life is holy ground. So walk as if it's holy ground. Breathe as if it's all around. Talk and make a holy sound. We take our shoes off, we're on holy ground. We are one people, one story, one tapestry we weave, one journey, one glory, one legacy we leave. Every second, every minute, every hour, every day, everything, everyone, every place, every way, where you walk, where you stand, where you love, where you praise, all of life is holy ground. Can you feel the holy ground? Take your shoes off, you're on holy ground.
You're on holy ground in your own homes, and you're invited now to rise, joining our minyan. It's Borchu on page 39b, and everyone gathered this evening, each in her or his own home, is on holy ground, sharing and bringing that holy ground to all of us. We are a minyan without walls. The Borchu, page 39b. Baruch hu et Adonai hamavorach. Baruch Adonai hamavorach le'olam voed. As we're seated, the first bracha on the English side. Baruch atah Adonai, our God, sovereign of time and space, you completed your work of creation on the seventh day. calling this day from one evening to the next the Holy Shabbat, and gave this day of rest in all its holiness to your people Israel, creator of day and night, rolling light before darkness and darkness from light, making day pass and bringing on the evening. Distinguishing day from night, Adonai Tzvaot is your name. Living and ever-present God, may your rule be with us forever and ever. Baruch atah Adonai, who brings each evening's dusk. El chai v'kayam, tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'ma'ariv aravim. On page number 40. The second bracha before the Shema every evening, reminding us of love as being part of the universe. With timeless love, you have loved your people, the house of Israel. You've taught us Torah and mitzvot, statutes and laws. Therefore, Adonai, our God, as we lie down and as we rise up, we shall speak of your laws, rejoicing in the words of your Torah and in your mitzvot, forever and ever. For they are our life and the fullness of our days, and on them we shall meditate day and night. Do not ever withdraw your love from us, Baruch atah Adonai, who loves the people Israel. V'avotecha al tasir mimenu le'olamim, Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. Page 41. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadavarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha u'v'lechtecha v'derech u'v'shachbecha v'kumecha u'kishartam la'ot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot beinenecha u'ktavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha. A moment of silence on page number 42. Adonai Elohechem emet. Humor me for a moment and allow me to offer just a little bit of what you might call commentary or midrash. Shema, which we just sang and chanted together, speaks of there was one God. When did the people of Israel truly appreciate and experience and declare that? And I might say, standing at Mount Sinai. They left Egypt, they crossed through the Sea of Reeds, they journeyed forth, they were at the base of Mount Sinai for about a year, perhaps 13 months. Moses was up and down twice, obviously. The first set, broken the plaques, the second set, and then they built the Mishkan, the tabernacle. So on a symbolic level, you could convey the message that the Shema is associated with Mount Sinai, a declaration of identity. And then people were walking and walking and walking, and they moved on, and eventually they crossed into the Promised Land. And it's after leaving Mount Sinai and then wandering for 40 years in the wilderness and then getting into the Promised Land that they really became established as the nation of Israel. There are multiple steps along that journey. The first was getting through the Sea of Reeds to get to Mount Sinai. And so now here we have on page 44 the Michamocha. But before the Michamocha, again, I want to share a song. This is from a man named Saul Kay, and he was introduced to us and to me a few years ago by a sponsorship of a local concert provided by the Mobile Area Jewish Federation. Saul Kay, and the introduction to the Michamocha from Saul Kay's point of view is walking in the light of God.
We are walking in the light of God. We are walking in the light of God. We are walking in the light of God. We are walking in the light of God. We are walking. We are walking. We are walking in the light of God. We are walking. We are walking. We are walking in the light of God. 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 We are walking. We are walking. We are walking in the light of God. We are walking. We are walking. We are walking in the light of God. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha ne'edar ba'kodesh. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha ne'edar ba'kodesh. Nora tehilot sefeleh. Nora tehilot sefeleh. We are walking in the light of God. 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 We are walking. We are walking. We are walking. We are walking. We are walking in the light of God. We are walking. We are walking. We are walking. We are walking. We are walking in the light of God.
And so it is written, Adonai has rescued Jacob and redeemed him from the hand of those more powerful than he. Baruch atah Adonai, who redeemed the people Israel. V'ne'emar kifad Adonai et Yaakov, ugalo mi'ad chazak mimenu, Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael. On page 45, the Hashkivenu. We all need reassurance in our lives. The Hashkivenu is a prayer of reassurance. But Jewish tradition doesn't think only of the individual. Jewish tradition always thinks of the community and beyond. So when we say Hashkivenu this evening, we're not only praying that God reassure each one of us as he or she lays down to put a head on the pillow. God, please help everyone on this planet. Help him, her, them, all of us, Hashkivenu, all of us, to lay down with a sense of peace. Hashkivenu Adonai our God, to sleep peacefully. Awaken us to life, O Sovereign. Spread over us all your canopy of peace. Restore us all with your good counsel, and save us all for the sake of your name. Shield us all. Remove from us all enemies, pestilence, sword, starvation, and sorrow. Remove the evil forces that surround us all. Shelter us all in the shadow of your wings. For you, God, watch over and deliver us all. And you, God, are sovereign, merciful, and compassionate. Ensure our going and coming for life and peace now and forever. May you spread over us all your canopy of peace. Baruch atah Adonai, who spreads the canopy of peace over us, over all the people of Israel, and over Jerusalem and the entire world. Ushmor tzeitenu v'oenu l'chaim u'l'shalom etav olam ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom aleinu v'al kol mo Yisrael v'al Yerushalayim. The top of page number 46. V'shamro v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam barit olam Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael oti leolam oti leolam oti leolam v'shamro v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam barit olam Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim v'et haaretz v'shamro v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam barit olam Uvayom hashvi Shabbat vayinafash Shabbat vayinafash Shabbat vayinafash v'shamro v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam barit olam Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, Amen. Be'alma divrach yutei v'machutei b'chayechon v'yomechon uv'chayedecho beit Yisrael bagala uvisman kariv v'imero, Amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevarach Olam liol meil maya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpar v'yitma v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitale v'yithalal shemei dekudesha b'richu leila mekor b'chata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran b'olma V'imero, Amen. At this point, we're invited to rise. An opportunity to offer a few silent private thoughts. If you have the siddur, the traditional blessing, the Amida is from pages 47 through 52, or we might just take a few moments of silent private prayer at this time. A few moments of silence and meditation, but know that you are standing next to someone else. You're not by yourself. If you're still davening, please feel free to continue. And now the full Kaddish on page number 54. Yitkaral v'yitkara shemei rabo, amen. Be'alma divrach v'tev l'chokte b'chayechon v'semeru, amen. Yehi shemei rabo mevarach, l'olam l'yolmei almaya, yitbarach. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitparvnu v'yinasei v'yidar v'yidal v'yidal shmei d'kudashah, Brechu le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechamata, da'amiron b'yom v'imero, amen. Titkabel tzloton v'ton d'chayser kadam avon divshmai v'imero, amen. Yeh shlomai machsas v'imero, amen. Oseh shalom bermamav, hu yaseh shalom, oleine v'chayser v'imero, amen. This Shabbat is at the end of December, and we all know that this period of time brings the longest, darkest nights and the very shortest days, brief interludes of light against a deep and cold darkness. And we've seen over many months, unfortunately, too many people dying of a terrifying illness. And there's a strange and sorrowful symmetry to the loss of a great many lives and the suffering of many individuals and their families and their caregivers with this cold darkness which we are experiencing. But we also know that soon the light will begin to expand and the darkness will begin to lessen, and eventually there will be warmth coming. And we're realizing this now because never before has the entire world been aware of a monumental collaboration between too many doctors and scientists and researchers and volunteers in order that a vaccine which can benefit the entire world be prepared and shared and made public. And at every step of this incredible experience these past months, weeks, days, hours, indeed, the whole world, including you and me, has been watching and seeing the steps taken. And this exceptional and extraordinary experience of inventiveness and innovation is soon going to be bringing more and more light and warmth to more and many more and still many, many more people. And I'm thinking about all the suffering that we have witnessed and shared, all the anxiety, all the fear that has surrounded us and held us in its grip in our hearts, and now the chance for more hope and more warmth and more light, and it's all before us every single day. And we already know that some doctors and nurses and health caregivers are receiving the vaccine, and we can't wait until we see more and still more and still more people being vaccinated. When I think of the incredible work that's been put into play in such a short span of time, and the incredible promise that's going to be before us in a fairly short, brief time, hopefully just some weeks and then some months for many and still more people, and the entire nation and our entire world, stage by stage, when I think about the enormity of this procedure and this process and the fact that it's slowly coming forth in our own hands, in our own time, before our very eyes, I ask myself, when I get my shot, what will I do? Will I merely walk into a room, roll up my sleeve, and stand there and then walk out? Or will I offer a prayer? And if this is not the time to offer a prayer, then I don't know what is. And I've asked myself, what will I say, what will I teach to my people when it's time for them to receive their vaccination, that each of you and all of you needs to say a prayer? And which prayer would be most appropriate? And it's come to my mind that we should say the Shehechianu. When we receive that vaccine, which is the result of too many people to enumerate, people whom we do not know, people who are spurred on by the desire to bring healing and life and caring into the world, which is the ultimate expression of love and care that comes forth from God. It only makes sense to say the Shechianu. And think of the last few words of the Shechianu. For you, O God, have kept us in life, preserved us, and brought us to this special occasion. Shechianu, you have kept us in life. Vikiyamanu, and preserved us. Vihigianu, and brought us lazman hazeh, to this special occasion. No other prayer in my mind, in my concept, that I can even draw from our siddur comes close to the profundity of this one little bracha, this one short blessing, and most of us know it because we're accustomed to singing it the first night of Hanukkah, a holiday that just concluded, a holiday where we brought light into the world, or when we visit a beautiful, beautiful new place, a place created by God, or if we happen to put on a new garb, a new garment, we can say the Shechianu. All these momentous occasions, if we hold someone we love and we haven't seen that person in a long time, when we receive a baby for the first time, all these are opportunities for saying the Shechianu, V'kiyamanu, V'higianu, Lazman Hazeh, who has kept us alive, preserved us, and brought us to this special occasion. Why not say a little blessing when we receive that vaccine? And there cannot be an answer of no. There must be an answer of yes. And so in the days and weeks and months ahead, you'll be hearing from me again. A reminder that when you have the opportunity to receive this vaccine, you pause and you say, Baruch atah, blessed are you, God, our God, ruler of the universe, who has kept us alive, preserved us, and brought us to this special occasion. And the moment that you receive that first vaccine and you say that blessing, and feel free to say the blessing absolutely, and I mean it, the second occasion as well, the follow-up, you will know that you are an element of light and of compassion. It is light from those who have wanted to dispel darkness. It is compassion from those who care, the scientists, the researchers, the administrators, the bureaucrats, and everyone involved in this enormous operation. And you are loved. May you hold on to this little message, and may you share it with your family members and your friends. May we all have the opportunity very quickly to say the Shechianu over receiving this vaccine. May we all be blessed with good health. And in the days ahead, as the sun brightens and the days lengthen and the darkness dissipates, we'll all feel closer to each other. We'll be grateful, and we'll say, blessed be God. Shabbat Shalom. And now we'll make Kiddush. If you've got a glass of wine, I'd love for you to join us for Kiddush. If you have the siddur, it's on page number 55. And after Kiddush, we'll make the Hamotzi together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho b'yavo v'ratzon inchilanu zikaron l'maseh v'reshit ki hu yom techila l'mikra'e kodesh zecher l'tziat mitzroyim ki avanu b'charta v'yotanu kirashta mikol amim v'shabbat kodshecha v'yahava v'ratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. And perhaps you have a bit of bread, and you can join me in the Hamotzi. And then the Aleinu on page 56. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Remaining standing, the Aleinu on page number 56. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol latet gedula liotzer breshit shelo asana kugoyei haratzot velo samanu kimishpachot adama shelo sam chelkeinu kahem v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam v'anachnu korim umishtachavim umodim Lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu shehu noteh shamayim v'yosei haaretz u'moshav yekaro b'shamayim mimal u'shchinatu zo begavei meromim hu Eloheinu einod emet malkeinu evezulaton Kakatu b'torato yadata yom v'shevota el vavecha ki Adonai hu Elohim b'shamayim mimal v'al haaretz mitachat einod. Kakatu b'toratecha Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed v'nemar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz v'yom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo Ushma echad. Excuse me. In a moment, the mourner's Kaddish for this week. And we mention the names of our loved ones whose yortzites we are marking. If you know of someone else who's died recently, a loved one, please feel free to mention that person's name in your own home aloud as we are establishing a minyan beyond walls. Herschel remembers with great love Charles W. Grodsky, Gus Grodsky, Beulah Hoffman, Meyer Rips, Fanny Linnick, Janice Olinsky, Rosalie Weed, Edith Levy, Gussie Gay Cam, Meyer Rips, Leo Levinson, Rudolph Jacoby, Lillian Bishko, Morris Simon, Jonathan Wesley Sutton, Carl David Schwartz, Charles Miller, Eva Stein Waldorf, Henry Bloom, Judith Ann Letterman, Yetta Levinson, Jay Sanders, Bert Silverstein. We mark with sadness the recent loss of Giersch Kukla, that's Ada Small's grandfather of blessed memory. And now Kaddish, page number 58. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabba. Amen. Be'olma divra chirute v'yamlich malchute. V'chayechon v'yomechon v'chaye dechol beit Yisrael. Ba'agala uvizman karif v'miru. Amen. Yehei shmei rabba mevarach la'alam ol'olmei olmaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh V'yithadar, v'yit'aleh, v'yit'halal, shemei dekudasha, barich hu. La'ela min kol birchata, v'shirata, tushbechata, v'nechamata, da'amiran ba'olma, v'imiru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu, v'al kol Yisrael, v'imiru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, v'al kol Yisrael, v'imiru amen. May all of our loved ones be remembered for blessings, the blessings that they brought into our lives, the blessings that they brought into our world by who they were and how they behaved and how they conducted themselves during life. And may we hold on to their memories. Memories for Jews are not merely collections of activity in the neurons in the brain. Memories for us are prompts to make the world better. When we conduct ourselves in specific ways with our behavior, taking hold of the examples of our role models, of our loved ones, we transform their memories into acts of blessing. A couple of reminders. Of course, Minyan tomorrow. And don't forget, Havdalah on Zoom. Minyan tomorrow, every Shabbos morning, 10 to about 11:15. And then Havdalah on Zoom. I hope that you've reached out to the office to get the passcode. Maybe you're on our list. If you contact me, I can put you on the direct email list, and you'll get the updated information, which we're sending out carefully, specifically to people whom we know. And we are asking that people not share these emails with other people. We're keeping it in-house, obviously a shul member to a shul member. So if you are interested in being on that list, please contact me. One more reminder, again, we love to have people join in and light Friday night candles in their own homes and send a video of that. So if you have any questions, please contact me. And just as we're about to conclude, another reminder about the opportunity of buying one of these siddurim. I just sent out the email. The website is listed in the email. It's a special until the 31st. We want conservative Jews to have a modern conservative siddur in their homes so they can, number one, join in for services online, and number two, so you can pray as an educated and sophisticated and enlightened Jew in these very challenging and challenged times. Any questions, please contact me. We'll conclude this evening with the Shechianu. It's on my mind because of the profundity of receiving these vaccinations hopefully soon. And this is a melody from Craig Taubman.
Shechianu, keep us לזמן הזה. ברוך אתה אדוני
Holy One of
אלוהים מלך העולם.
Your presence fills creation.
You bring us here. Baruch ata Adonai
Holy One of
Elohim melech haolam.
Your presence fills creation.
You keep us here. שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה.
May you know how blessed and how beloved you are. May God continue to watch over you and all your family and all your loved ones. And may you have a Shabbat of Shalom. Until we see each other again, good Shabbos.